What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Attunement podcast, where me and my friend Samek, talk about what we learned in spirituality and healing and emotional work this week.
Welcome. And this week, we're starting off with Harry. So I'm going to start with the classic question, but also, I think one of my favorite questions. What's the thing that's most alive for you?
Oh, no.
It can be the most alive this week. What was something that was the most alive for you this week?
Oh, no. Can you choose a different word than alive? You're allowed to say no.
What has given you the most energy?
No.
What has given, what has created the most relief in your system? Maybe that might also work.
Yeah. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. The reason I'm resisting and looking for a way out is because I have all this energy. But me and Smek had a crazy view conversation this morning, and I was just like, I was freaking out. If you've done shower orange before, I was literally talking about the feeling of like doing shower orange, just devouring energy. And then I was all tired. I'm like, are we really going to go back to energy? Because I'm going to be so fucking tired after this. But I guess that's what we're doing. Because there's still more energy in me. The thing that's most alive for me this week, I would say 1, aliveness. I would say 2, my relationship with YouTube and Twitter. So from last week, let myself hit rock bottom and then got so much energy. Oh my God. And I think a lot of why I watch YouTube and scroll Twitter, there's part of it that's just good, and there's part of it that's absolutely avoidance. And I think the avoidance part, a lot of it is just like avoiding my life force, avoiding my energy, avoiding my desire to create. And so actually a lot of what happened this week was just me creating shit. Like I remade my website and I fucking love it. And I like created a list of like my favorite projects that I've done in my life and put that on a Google Doc and put that on my website and other stuff like that. And like me and Samek working on this retreat we're working on for our friends. And so a lot of creative energy. But then it's kind of like why I was just resisting this question, because like I'm tired. Then I get tired. I'm like, I just did so much. And then I'm like, but I still have so much energy. So then I kind of get confused about whether to bring the energy up or down.
If you're not confused, what would you want to do?
Energy's going up. Not up to me. Energy knows where it wants to go. This is not a new age podcast, but it is a woo podcast, and those are different. Whatever. Oh my God, I just have so much energy. I feel like I can't speak. I feel like I can't make sense. I have too many ideas. I'm freaking out. So the most alive thing is aliveness. And I'm excited, dude, because I've had periods of this before, and then the energy gets integrated, and then I just have more energy all the time, and it doesn't feel scary like this. So this is going to integrate eventually, and I'm excited for that. And then the second thing, which is obviously related, is my relationship with YouTube and Twitter, which is like an analogy I thought of today was like, I feel like there's one stage for me, which is like processing a ton of the repressed anger at my parents, which feels like I need new parents. Like I cannot interact with the people who my parents are. Like am I just never going to interact with my parents again or something? And then there's a stage which I feel more at right now, but the first stage might come back, which is like, oh, like this isn't perfect, but like this is absolutely good enough in so many ways. So it's kind of like that with me and YouTube, which is like last week there was a feeling like I need to figure out how to throw this whole fucking thing out and get a whole new thing. But like this week has just been tons of incremental improvements. Whereas like I think I'm spending a little less time on them, but the time I'm spending on them is so much better spent, is like so much more enjoyable, is so much more wholesome, is so much more aligned. And so much, there's like being in the YouTube hole, and I've spent so little time in the YouTube hole, and I've spent a bunch of time on YouTube this week, but and almost no time in the Twitter hole. That kind of never happens to me. Like when I start to get in the hole, like there's nothing on TV, but I just keep scrolling, doom scrolling, I just get like really dissociated. Like I almost feel nauseous, and I like can't do it. So I have to find something that I like genuinely want to watch. And I feel like a good representation of that is like yesterday and today on Twitter and YouTube. Like if I was on the infinite scroll page, I would just click over and over again the like, I'm not interested in this button. If there's anything I didn't want to see, I would just click that button to like make the algorithm align with me better. So it's like either I'm watching this or I'm clicking not interested, or like I'm liking this or I'm clicking not interested. So we'll see how that continues to evolve. There's still a little bit of like, maybe I should throw this whole fucking thing out, and maybe I will, but it's not happening yet.
Yeah. And like what comes up for me when you share that is like the disgust and dissociation piece. Every time I've integrated a part of me that had a lot of shame around it, like I was doing something I didn't want to do, but I was still doing it for some whatever reason. Once it's fully integrated, what usually comes up for me is when I do it again, I just feel a lot of like, what am I doing? I'm hurting myself. Ew, what are you doing? It's like it feels like I'm like stuffing my face into like a trash can, like a really smelly trash can. And like, what is happening? That's like the feeling after I've integrated. Like that's like, oh yeah, this does suck, and this does hurt, and this is terrible. This doesn't feel good. Like once that's fully integrated and like none of that's being like dissociated from, it just doesn't feel good. And it's like so clear that it doesn't feel good that like you just slowly stop doing it.
Yeah, for me, the feeling is like, it's not like sticking my face in a trash can. It's like, it's so disorienting for me. I'm literally imagining like being thrown off the space station and just like, it's like, this isn't fun. Yeah.
I think when I first found Joe Hudson on Twitter, it was like April, March of last year. So like around a year ago, like it was one of his tweets is like, oh, like how do you stop a bad habit? You just feel it. It's like, how do you stop holding a hot frying pan? You feel that it's burning. You feel that it's hot and you just let go. And it didn't make sense fully back then, but it kind of made sense. But like now it's like, oh yeah, the more I let myself feel all the shittiness of a bad thing, all I see is the shittiness of the bad thing, and you just don't want to do it. You don't want to hold on to a fucking burning frying pan. Like you don't have to hold on to it. You can just let it go.
Yeah, and for me, my favorite part of that way of thinking about it is just that for me, it's entirely non-doing. Yeah, so even the let go part, it's not me choosing to let go.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Anything else for you on this one?
Nope.
Cool. What did you learn this week, sir?
What did I learn this week? I'm still like kind of stewing on this. It feels fresh. It feels very fresh. This week has been a lot of love for me, like back to back, like crying almost every day for how much I love myself, how much I love my cat, how much I love even like exes I've had. There's like so much love, and like it goes back to the shame thing. It's like when I realized I was addicted to shame, it was like, oh, every time I did something bad, it was to shame. I did that a lot this week. I was like, I kept like getting to the love thing, touching the love, freaking out, and then like watching porn or like even like texting weird shit to people and then feeling really shameful about it. Like I kept doing it and I was like, what's happening? And I was sitting with like, oh, I'm addicted to shame. Like I remember that insight and I was like, that's true. But like, what's at the core of that? What's at the core of I'm addicted to shame? And I was sitting with it like before this podcast, and the core of it is like a really, really like vulnerable, precious, innocent part that's like, I'm bad because I was hurt. And why else would the world hurt me if I was not bad? And it's like that part of me just wants to be validated. Like it wants to, like, I want to validate my existence. And if I'm loving and that part's like, no, I'm bad, why else would I be hurt? Then it's just like, it's, I don't know, just painful. And it's oh, it's like I was hurt for no reason. And it's like I would have to look at that. Like I was hurt for no reason if I don't shame myself every time I feel love. And sitting with that, it's like, yeah, I was hurt for no reason. But that's not even true because I was hurt by the world. And it's probably because I was so good. Like you come out, a baby is born, and all they can do is love and be alive. It's like the aliveness bar is like fully high. And like you're interacting with like your parents or my parents, and like they're numb. They're like avoiding their own aliveness and their emotion. They're avoiding their own love. And like you have a baby that's like endless love, and that love like kills your ego, right? It's like if you let that love in, it's like, oh shit, this thing that does nothing loves so hard. Like I didn't have to do anything for love either. And that like completely obliterates your ego if you let it. But the love is too much for a lot of people. So it's like the brightness of that baby, the brightness of me was too much to bear. So they hurt the baby so that the baby doesn't love them as much as the baby does love them. But the thing that happens is like the love is still there and the hurt is still there. And they're two different things. And the shame isn't needed and the story that I'm bad is not needed. That's what's been integrating for me. It's still like, it feels so core to my being. It's like the I am inherently good. It feels so core to my being that I'm really curious about how this is unfold. But even seeing the realization that like, oh, I was hurt for no good reason provides so much relief in my system. It's like, oh, oh, it feels so good to be with that instead of like, I am bad and I was hurt because I was bad. Why else would I be hurt? That was like the previous thing holding together some like knot in my heart. But like letting that go has like a lot of energy in my system.
And if you'll allow this frame, if you will, as the people say, if you will, what made that the perfect strategy to develop when you were a kid to take on that somewhat false belief?
I mean, you can't survive without your parents as a kid. So it's like, you can't view your parents as bad. You can't view your parents as people that can hurt you without it being like, oh yeah, like without feeling like you're gonna, it's like, there's like this like visceral helplessness that comes with being a baby that's being hurt by their parents and seeing that as it is. Like, that's like, it's fucked. The baby's fucked. Is basically, it's like, I'm gonna die is like the story. But as an adult, you can go back and like actually see it for what it was. But as a baby, like the easiest story to tell is like, I did something bad, so I was hurt. Because that's like, oh yeah, the world is painful when I do something bad. But if you're not doing anything bad, then the easiest story is I am bad because I was hurt. And I am being hurt. Yeah.
Anything else here for you?
Yeah, I guess like there's like that opposite bit as well. It's like there was so much love that the baby had that they couldn't let in, so they hurt the baby. But the love is still there. And it's like there's so much love that I have for myself that I'm not letting in, because the love will also kill me, kill my ego. So I've been sitting with that, and it's like, oh, I can love myself and nothing else is needed.
Anything else?
Nope. I guess we're going back to you. Great. Yeah, I'm curious about the safety bit. Like you mentioned safety last week, and how has safety landed for you? Like how has it changed? How is it continuing to unfold, and how has your relationship to safety like allowed for more and more ease? I guess that's like the question.
Yeah. I like this question. I think the safety is what's allowing the aliveness to be here. Is also allowed for the authentic natural creation that I partook in this week. And there is way more safety. I really like looking outside at the trees in the sky. And in my view conversations this week, when I was taking in the safety and the love, I would just look and I'd just be like, wow.
Oh.
I could say more, but I'll pause there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I feel really safe right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How does the safety change like stuckness? I guess like how is stuckness is how did you relate to stuckness this week, or being stuck?
I mean, honestly, a great way to say how this week felt different was there's so much less stuckness. I mean, most of my weeks for like the past 8 weeks have been like trying to avoid getting stuck and getting slightly stuck and being like, fuck, and then being like, I like could watch YouTube to not feel stuck, but then I'm gonna actually be stuck instead of feeling stuck. And this week is like, oh, I want to remake my website. And it's like, oh, I want to like do this logistical thing. Did I do my? I don't know. I think I did my text last week. Who fucking knows? I was like, oh, I want to do this thing. I was like, I want to watch YouTube, but I like wasn't like stuck in it. Like I wasn't doom scrolling ever. Yeah, like so little stuckness, and then stuckness. When there was stuckness, I was like, ooh, I want to sit and do nothing. Like, let's go. I love it when I want to sit and do nothing. Like it's rare for me for the things to line up that way. I mean, by rare, I mean like happens like 5 times a week. But when I want to sit and do nothing, it's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. I just want to ask, like, what did you get to learn being so unstuck?
Yeah, just like from a perspective that feels true and free to me, there's no problems. And also problems aren't a problem. Yeah, like the classic Joe Hudson question is like, no past, no future in this moment. What's the problem? And you're like, yeah. And sometimes there is a problem in this moment. Sometimes like my head fucking hurts. I was like, okay, and what's the problem with that? Like, what's the problem with the problem? I was like, oh, nothing. My head just fucking hurts, and I want to do something about it. And it's a problem, but the fact that it's a problem is not a problem. Yeah,
I'm just hearing like good vibes. It's like this week was such good vibes and flowy and great. Oh, that sounds so nice.
it's scary how nice it is.
It's like what's gonna happen to me when it's all nice and good and peaceful.
It's like It's scary. It's different, it's scary. I'm not, to be clear, I'm not claiming to be enlightened, but like 2 months ago, I had the thought, I was like, which I think is an interesting thought experiment. Like in this moment, not past, not future, not anything intellectual about me. How do I know just from my experience right now that I'm not enlightened? I don't even fucking know what that word means. But how do I know I'm not enlightened right now? And like 2 months ago, I was like, there's like tension and I'm avoiding it and I feel anxious and I'm resisting the anxiety. And this feels like a problem. And I kind of want to leave this moment. That doesn't feel like I'm enlightened. And then like something like 3 days ago, I was like, how do I know I'm enlightened right now? I'm like, I actually don't. And like I like intellectually, I don't think I am. I'm not claiming to be enlightened. I really am not entirely clear on what anyone means by that word, and I think people mean vastly different things. But whatever it means, I do think it's significant that I am now uncertain about whether I am whatever that thing is. And one way I like to, I mean, what I don't know what the fuck enlightenment is. What I'm talking about is secure attachment with the universe, with reality, with this moment. And so this week, maybe more than any week of my life, I did not feel like I had to escape the present moment. And yeah, I did not feel like I had to escape the present moment.
Beautiful. I think like it makes me think of like enlightened, awakening, blah blah blah. It just feels like this like natural, like continuous alignment with your truth or with our truth, with personal truth, whatever the truth is. And it's like the thoughts are all kind of fake. The truth is like the truth is not the thoughts. And it's like the truth is just like in the moment, like what it is you want, what it is that's happening right now. That is the truth. And it's like how much alignment you have or how much alignment I have to my truth such that I don't have to lie to myself about any of my present moment experience. I feel like is like for me a good pointer to like how enlightened I am is like how much am I allowing the entirety of the present moment and everything that's happening.
Yeah. Someone told me a banger this week. I met this awesome guy and he had his own favorite spiritual teacher and he gave me a banger from him, which was something like, I paraphrased, it was like, all progress is simply being intimate with reality as it is. And the more deeply intimate you are with reality as it is, the more it unfolds into what it will become. And that is like essentially the entire mechanism of what we're doing here. Yeah.
It reminds me of the week where we discussed wonder. Like the Zen people have like a description of meditation where it's the intimacy. Like it's like you're working on your intimacy with self, with other, with the universe.
Mm.
And then there's like the idea around like what's most intimate is the unknown. You don't know. Like the present moment is so present that your head is always behind.
Mm.
So the present moment is completely unknown, but it's happening and you're like with it. And there's like this, you kind of need, it's like you need a secure attachment with reality, or trust that no matter what you do, you will be okay, for you to completely let go into the present moment because you have no idea what it is. And it's the unknown every second, every moment, every experience of it.
Yeah. That shit's scary. I'm thinking about some fucking like diagram, like it's like insecure attachment with reality and I want to escape this moment. Insecure attachment with reality, but I'm okay being here. And then like the possibility of, and then it's like secure attachment with reality, but I'm trying to escape it because it's so weird, because it's so unfamiliar. And then it's like secure attachment with reality, and I'm okay being here. And it's like, I feel like I'm in like secure attachment with reality, but it's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, and more concretely, I imagine it as like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet this is like what, yeah, I bet this is what people feel like, you know, an extreme version of it is like, you're a startup founder, and then you sell your startup, and then you go to Hawaii, and then you're like, all right, no problems, nothing to do. And then like day 3, you're like, no problems, nothing to do. Like day 10, you're like, no problems, nothing to do. Someone give me something to fucking do, or I'll start another company right now because I need some fucking problems and I need something to do. And then that reminds me of a tweet I drafted this morning, which is like, so obviously at one stage, solving problems at many stages and many points of life, solving actual problems is very valuable and even important. And at another stage of life, which I resonate more with right now, like the biggest problem is looking for problems and trying to solve problems that don't need to be solved and don't need to be looked for proactively. And like that's the biggest problem. And that problem cannot be solved by the frame of problem solving. It can only be solved by something like letting go or gratitude. That's weird. Yeah, so I think there's an identity death in that, as the problem solver. Cause yeah. We talked about this like 3 weeks ago. I was talking about secure attachment, but more socially. And it's like, yeah. Because problem solving, it's pretty easy to be ego driven. Like I fucking solved that problem. I fucking solved that math problem. I fucking made this business $1 million more a year, whatever. Versus like solving a problem by not looking at it and allowing it to dissolve in the background and you didn't even notice it was solved. It's pretty easy to take. It's pretty hard to take ego credit for that. Yeah, I I forgot about that problem and allowed it to dissolve in the background. And then a different way of being suffused into my entire life, and I didn't even notice until reflecting right now. Bang. Bang.
So amazing he is at not doing.
Watch out. I didn't even try.
Watch out.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
It's like the part of my ego that likes winning, which I fucking love winning. It's like I get to be securely attached, but I don't get to win at secure attachment. Because that's not what it is. And I'm like, but I want to win at it. It's like you can have everything you want, except you don't get to feel like your ego won. And I'm like, feeling like my ego won or like everything else that I want. I'm like,
dude. Okay, I had this view conversation this week, which is around like all of this. It was just like me laughing for 20 minutes, which is like a lot of my view conversations these days, which is fucking great. But I like brought up a problem where like I had a part of me that wanted to fall out the universe. Like it was trying so hard to fall out the universe. And I was like, I have this part of me that's trying to fall out the universe. And then the person is like, so what's the problem with that part of you? And I was like, nothing. And he's like, what's that part of you avoiding? It's like, oh, he's denying anger. He's like, oh, that part is angry, but like saying that he's not angry. He's like lying to itself, right? So I was doing parts work with a part. And then I was like, wait, the anger is okay. That part is okay. All of it's okay. And it was like that part dissolved, and with it like this like concept of like, wait, the only time I ever suffer is when I deny what's here, but also like it's like everything is love and the parts are love, and like every time I deny love, I'm suffering. And I was like, wait, fuck. It's all love, and I'm like running away from love, and all the times I'm running away from love, it's like, no, you can't love me. Let me fucking die. Let me fall out the universe. Let me like disappear. That's like the only time that I suffer. And like it like fucking blew my mind. And it was it's gonna make no sense. I'm gonna give myself permission to not make sense, but like that Maharaj quote, which is like, um, I look within and I see that I'm nothing, and that is wisdom. I look without and I see that I'm everything, and that is love. And I look between and my world turns. It's like the fucking most banger non-duality quote I've ever heard. And it feels like not obvious, but like it feels like that. Like it feels like that. I was like, what the fuck? It's like all the suffering is just me just saying no to love. Just me saying no to like me being anything that's like my reactions itself. It's like saying no to any of that. It's like, oh, I get angry because someone crossed my boundary and I deny the anger, then I start suffering. So it's like if I just don't deny anything, deny my own love, deny that the universe is loving, then the suffering just like ploops disappears. And it like fucking, it was so funny. It was so funny. There's like nothing to do. And it was so funny.
How is suffering and saying no to love also love? If it is.
That was also another thing that was funny. Because that was also like, I'm saying no to love because that's what how I knew how to love. So it was like everything is just love. It's just like trying to love in different ways. And it's like it's like there's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. There's nothing
Yes.
there.
On that one, sometimes I'm talking to my friend and she starts trying to save me or fix me. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, you're trying to fix me, like in my head. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, please stop talking. And sometimes my friend's trying to save me and I'm like, oh, like you're just trying to love me. Like you're not doing it very well, but like your whole intention here is just to love me. Like you just want to love me. I'm like, wow. Like all of your words, like throw them out, but like I still see that you're trying to love me, and like I appreciate that. And that's not what I say. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I'm having this more with anger these days where it's like someone's mad at me or someone is being really angry. It's like, whoa, I see how much you care. It's like coming out all sideways and backwards, but it's like they really care about like if you have like that much energy where you're like, ah! It's like, oh, this person's really fucking cares. That's kind of beautiful.
Someone out of you conversation this week, and someone was like kind of getting mad at me. I would say I was playing the victim, and they were kind of mad at me for playing the victim. Well, this is kind of a separate thing. But since I started really quick, when people get mad at me, like I usually smile, and I think some of that is defensive, but some of it is just like kind of nice to see people angry. It's like you're so you right now. Like you're so fucking like I love when people are angry because they're usually extremely authentic. This is like usually very real for people, especially in our culture where people are so often holding back their anger. And so it's just like nice to get that realness from someone. But one time someone was getting angry at me and then I was like laughing at them, which was like half defense. That was more defensive then. And then they punched me. And so I'm scared even on the internet that if someone's getting mad at me and I'm just smiling at them, they're going to like freak out and attack me in some form. But also like on another level, you know, in certain contexts, I like when people get mad at me. And like, obviously there needs to be a degree of safety there. Like my boss starts yelling at me out of nowhere, I'm not happy. But like if I offended you right now and you went, Harry, you're being such a fucking dick right now, I'd be like, oh, I'd be like, oh my God, what's woo? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like I think the less each of the things trigger like me, like if I see the love in the victim, if I see the love in the savior, if I see the love in the bully, then like you just see love everywhere. Even if it's like, oh, that love is not the type of love that feels good in my system, but I see that you care.
Yeah.
I see that you're trying to help me. I see that there is something there that's like it is seeing the inherent goodness of the other people as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, everyone here is just love, and sometimes it goes through some real shitty ego structures such that the love is all twisted and it comes out like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me think of that scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once where the mom goes up to the daughter and she's like basically going to tell the daughter that she's sorry and she loves her and she cares about her, and she just goes, Joy, you're getting fat.
Eat more food. Eat less food or something. Oh, that was, yeah. Oh, it hits.
And like that's also love. Yeah. That's I
Yeah.
forget whose question. Oh, did you ask me or did I ask you?
I think I asked you.
Okay. All right. So anything else on this one? I don't even know. Whatever. I'm gonna ask you now. It's what's scary about being in the present moment. What's the most beautiful thing?
Hmm. It's such a lovely question. It's so sweet. Uh, I would say like how precious everyone's hearts are, and when you get to see it, when I get to see it, I'm just like blown away by how much love there can be and how much it completely destroys my ego. Like, I remember that view conversation I had about my cat. I'm just like, I started with just like, I love my cat. And then I was like, I'm gonna miss my cat when I'm not around. And then like I just started bawling. I was like crying so much. I was like, I really love my cat. I love my cat so much. And like I also love people. Like I just love so much. And all of the love is so precious and so beautiful. And I love and it like letting just the love in of anything, of anyone, of myself, of the world, the love is like slowly like dissolving all of me. And it's so beautiful. And it's there in everyone. And there's no way it's not there in you. And there's no way it's not there in the viewer. And it's like you are love. There is love. Like how much are you letting it in? And I don't know. I feel like that just it's so beautiful to me. It's hard to even describe sometimes.
So this is the problem, everyone listening to this. There's nothing to talk about because like everything's love. So we're done with the podcast. If you want to keep listening, just like play with the things Samek said over and over again, because we're just saying that, but in different languages and different subcultural languages. So
I'm curious whether I would be really interested. I don't know if you'd be interested, Harry, of like just going over a topic, like going over shame, going over something for a whole hour as we ask each other back and forth questions about what we learned about it. Because I feel like I've learned a lot about like anger as love and shame as love and passive aggression as love and Like just like creating boundaries as love. Everything's love. It's fucked. I have nothing to talk about but love.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try it next podcast.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised that we've ended up here in 5 episodes.
Yeah.
There's like so little to talk about, or like I'm having a hard time coming up with things, or like everything I want to talk about right now is like, oh, integrity, another aspect of love. This like non-duality, another aspect of love. All my problems are just love. It's like I'm having a hard time coming up with something that's not love, and that feels like a problem. And it happens so quickly that I'm like, what the fuck? 4 episodes ago, I did not feel this way.
Yeah.
At all.
No, I totally see and feel what you're saying. And for me, even like 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago, I was like, oh, it feels like we need, or it feels like we want more structure. Like it would be easier for us to play with more structure, because with the amount of structure we currently have, we come back to over and over, oh, it's all love. And I'm like, okay, like that's really nice. Like that's really nice. Like I even agree, it's as beautiful as you said it was. Maybe even the most beautiful thing. But it's like, oh, I want to play, and like this is no longer the most interesting structure to play in. Like I want something more specific. Like I want even more constraints. Like I want a harder we're redriving love over and over again, and I want harder constraints to rederive love.
Honestly, exactly that. I need harder constraint to rederive love. This is like this like fun math game that we're playing.
But also imagining like fractal branching, or like the branching of your lungs, and going further and further down to tinier and tinier little branches of your lungs. Like it's like the harder ones are the ones that are deeper down, which is like it's more sensitive and it's more precise, and there's a longer path back to the top where it's just like, oh yeah, it's love. Yeah, so harder as in more intellectually engaging, but also further away. Like it's a longer path to see the path to love, but also more importantly, like more sensitive, like smaller and more precise. Yeah.
I mean, there's like a problem with that I'm seeing, which is like it feels like the conceptual backing, like the scaffolding for all the conceptual stuff is to hide shame or hide an emotion. And like the complexity comes from not seeing clearly the love. And the moment you see how it turns into love, the complexity kind of just like collapses in on itself. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
I understand that perspective, but that's not my perspective. I see that perspective as kind of like a libertarian perspective, which would be like structure is basically always bad. Like structure is basically always in the way. And I'm like, bro, there's some metal art sculptures that are sick as fuck. Like there's some metal art sculptures that I look at, I'm like, it is way easier for me to access love when I look at that complicated thing than when I am looking at grass, even though grass is pretty awesome. Yeah. So it's like structures that are also love and beautiful in themselves, even if they are also complex. Like still every component of it can also be love.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Basically just art.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like podcasting is an art form of some kind, right? So it's like, how are we going to create the structure such that we enjoy it the most, which will change over time as we're currently seeing. It's like, oh, this is the end of this structure. I got a lot of enjoyment out of the last week.
Yeah.
So much enjoyment.
Yeah.
And I want to play in a more complex, more
scary.
It's
too fucking easy.
Yeah, that's too fucking easy. It's like
Yeah,
playing tic-tac-toe. It's like, give me a checkers
solved
board
it.
next.
We solved it. We're done. Yeah, let's play some fucking checkers. Let's create some. Let's build a house. Let's build a yurt.
Build a yurt with a Buddha in somewhere in the yurt.
Somewhere he's hidden. You have to find him. It's a scavenger hunt. Yeah. Sick.
Cool.
Anything else?
I mean, like a part of me was like scared that this would happen, and I'm like really right now. I'm just really happy that it did happen. I'm just like, oh, we get to have more structure. Oh, this is gonna be even more fun next week. What the heck? I wonder how we're gonna do that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anything else for you? Cool.
There's no problems. And like we already said, I want a more complex environment to play with you in. And we'll create it for next time, or we'll try to create it for next time.
Exactly. And like I say every week, we're going to continue doing this as long as we enjoy it. And we're going to create the structure so that we enjoy it even more.
That's our promise to you. Thank you, everyone. I hope that the second bite of the next meal you have is like gives you extra relief in your system.